Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like there's just a few. Looks like well, not a little bit more than a few things that you wanted to go over, which is totally fine. So, um, let me do. Where is suits? Okay. Um. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Let's see. Let's see. With interview on a second channel. Um, talking with your about. Okay. Okay. There we go. And I can just pull this up, and then okay. Well, okay. 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 All right. There we go. Um. Okay. And then this we're gonna include the right link. So many windows. Okay. That is not the right link. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. There we go. All right. Notifications been sent out, and yeah, I'll go ahead and just get started. So I guess I don't know. What should I hold on? Let me do this. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I need to ask. Okay, can I ask you to just like say your ABCs real quick? I'm doing like volume
ABC?
checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
ABC.
Yep. Oh, I was expecting you to keep going, but that's okay.
Okay.
Let me. Okay, try one more time.
Okay. A B C E D.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Thank you for that. I think they got a balanced volume level more or less for you. Okay, 93%. So, okay. No, let me just do this. No notifications on yet. Still figuring you out setting up, figuring out that. Okay, sure. That way people know. Easy. Okay. Yo, what's up, guys? That's wow, that's a lot of. All right, right off the bat, what's up, Interlude, Metal Dragon, 5 Assassin 3? Thanks, guys, for following the first time on the second channel. Welcome, guys. Yo, what's up, Metal Dragon? Okay, sorry about that. So, anyways, so apologies. So to clarify, I'm going to go ahead and just provide a brief summary, I guess, of what we're going to do, and then the floor is going to be all yours. So, like, give me like maybe 30 seconds. Okay, so yeah, thanks for following the second channel too, Tsubasa. But yeah, okay, so what's up, everybody? So as you can see, we're on a different channel, Pocketchalk PC. So this is, I might change the name later, but for now, this is what it is, and I'll keep you guys like up to date, like with the announcements, chat, I guess, in Discord and stuff. So if you're new here, or if you just somehow found your way here, my name is Pocketchalk. I am a VTuber who streams a lot of games on a separate channel, Pocketchalk, but this second channel is made pretty much for the intents of, well, just, you know, these kinds of more, I guess, mental health talks and just like, I don't know, more existential stuff and just like random, like, I don't know, just like more mental health kind of related content versus like what I usually do on my main channel, which is, I can talk about mental health on my main channel, but like I notice it's hard for me to interact as much when I do like interviews and stuff like that. So here we are. Anyways, hold on, let me put boom. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so welcome everybody. Well, all I guess 5 of you guys now to the new second channel stream. And yeah, so okay, I'll go ahead and get started. I guess already introduced myself, so I guess what do you prefer I call you by the way? Like, do you prefer like Tsubasa, Tsu, or like, yeah, what should I just call you?
Tsubasa's fine.
Tsubasa?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay. And so let me do that. Okay. Well, I guess we could just I don't know, I'm trying to remember how we start these things. It's been a hot minute. I don't know, like what's on your mind today, I guess, or yeah. And like what's like one of the first things you'd like to kind of open up about or discuss?
Um, open. Trying to think.
Hmm. Yeah, take your time with it. That's totally okay. Um, I mean, I could go through the application you submitted if you wanted. I know you
All
like
right.
mentioned a few different topics.
Yeah, that's
If you're
fine.
okay with me like listing them off
Yeah, I'm
or
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
okay. So I mean, I saw you listed a few different things. There's depression, loneliness, some type of drama, hardship, loss of trust, um, sweet memories, or just maybe just bitter memories. I don't know. You just said memories that remind you of the past, which
Yeah.
understandable. Get that some time to time too. As well as like looks like you were having I don't know, you looks like you wanted to talk a little bit about like content creation as well and some struggles you had with your I guess your own channel and I guess let me see here. So, okay, yeah, looks like you're just elaborating more on that and just um okay, yeah, the difficulties of streaming since needing to be more social and I guess finding some difficulty in that and yeah, I listed a few other things. So I don't know. Would you like to start off with? I mean, like, how about I phrase it this way? Um, what was like the most recent emotion you felt recently that you'd like to talk about?
Most recent one, huh?
Yeah, because I know this is a little while ago, so it's kind of starting from anew, I guess. Yeah, just take your time with it and yeah, figure out what that might be.
Mm, hmm.
That's okay. You can take your time with that. Or maybe, I guess, are you able to, like, kinda describe just, like, what, I guess, the past week was like?
Oh, bit tiring last week for me.
Mm, I'm sorry. What was tiring about it?
Uh, basically, like, I hardly got s- enough sleep, and basically, work was getting more stressful a bit. Like,
Hmm.
in hours and stuff. Bit complicated.
Okay, sure.
Hmm.
Um, may I ask, like, what do you do?
Um, basically, I work in a like it's basically like in a health health and uh, related to like to the essential workplace, like as in health. Like,
Okay,
like there's been a lot of cases, like not enough staffing, so it gets getting a bit more tiring for me.
okay. Do you enjoy your work at all?
Sometimes it's stressful, sometimes it's okay-ish.
What got you in that job in the first place? Just finding something?
Yeah,
Okay.
someone just
Mm,
introduced me to it.
okay. Were you interested in anything else prior to that?
Well, I don't think so. I tried it other job areas, but I didn't really like them at all though, since I find it not good for me to work in.
Okay. Well, let me think about this. What is a job that would be good for you to work in?
Mm, something related to my hobby, I guess, or something I enjoy.
Sure.
But I think that's...
You're more than welcome to elaborate. I mean, I know you mentioned content creation, but like I'm just letting you kind of explain it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about content creation appeals to you?
Content creation?
Or whatever it is that you enjoy doing as like hobbies or yeah.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy like doing my own stuff.
Okay.
Like
What kind of stuff? Yeah.
like games, creating videos, but recently YouTube's not been nice at all.
Okay.
Like back then, everyone could like do what they wanted to do, but then over the years, it just gone worse and worse. And like basically, I did the same content as other people did as well, but however, starting like 2019 or now, they're like saying like it's not acceptable for it anymore. Like they just want more original, like more effort.
Yeah. Is that a bad thing?
Well, it's not great for like people that doesn't do a lot of commentary. That's what I don't personally like. Like other people are doing the same thing, but they didn't get like have this affect them though. Unless like you're a big content creator or something.
So I want you to pay attention to something. This is trying to figure out how to like spin this. So I'll say, well, I'll start off with this point. I will acknowledge, yeah, the content creation space has definitely gotten more competitive. Just as, you know, just as most things do, as technology gets more advanced, as people, you know, their tastes evolve over time, and, you know, it's like, you know, it's not as simple as just like going live and playing a video game and just reacting randomly and then just having people, you know, just sub to you, follow you, or whatever, like across Twitch or YouTube anymore, because like the sphere has evolved, because you know people have been doing that forever, and there's, you know, there's only so many people that like they'd want to watch. Like there's a reason why the top 10% or whatever the statistics are of all streamers like have maybe 10 concurrent viewers, because of just like that's just how saturated the space is, and also like people's, you know, tastes evolved over time. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of people doing this, but at the same time, it's like, it's, yeah, I will agree. It does definitely take more effort. I mean, it took a lot of effort. It's still taking effort from my part. I've been procrastinating writing a script for my next video for like the last, like, almost week now. But, I'll say, because I don't want to discount, like, obviously, like, your perspective, because I can understand, like, that's one of the things I first started doing. Like, if you look back on my very first videos, I literally just posted, like, gameplay clips with, like, maybe a little bit of editing. But nothing special. Literally, like, maybe, like, 80 views here, 100 views there, 90 views there. Like, nothing great, because, honestly, looking back at it, it wasn't really that much. As to like to look at. And so like, you know, I get it. There's like, you know, like, oh, if you look at channels, like I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, like Red Arcade, or like, I don't know, other like compilation like fails, like gameplay fails, or channels or whatever, or even like PewDiePie, or like other people who just started off like gaming. At least I think that's how we started. I don't really know exactly, but I can understand how like it might, well, it can appear unfair, I suppose, when it's like, oh, they did it, so why can't I do it? Well, that's because they did it like 10 years ago. And they were like one of the first people to do it and thought of it, and they did it, and, you know, they evolved over time. At least I think that some of them evolved over time, some of them still more or less do the same kind of content, but people are already familiar with them because they did it first. You know, more or less like a good for them. So at this point, it's like we could focus. Like that was one of the things I wanted to mention is like, where is your attention in terms of like, because it seems like you're talking. I've heard like you talking a lot about like just like noticing how it's just like easier for other people to just like game, record, and then just pop off, at least back in the day. Now it's harder now, and how it's unfair that you have to be like more involved and, you know, like commentative and, you know, this other kind of stuff. But, you know, understandable. If that's not something that you really like doing, then that is going to be a bit struggling. I do personally believe that like most videos, I'm sure it's possible to, you know, do well without any commentary, to a certain extent, you know, or like whether you just have like text on screen or something like that. Because I don't know, maybe it's like, I don't know if there's like anxiety about, you know, just speaking, or like maybe there's like a slight language barrier, or like whatever reasons other people may have, or whatever it is for your case. But like, you know, it's that's understandable. Yeah, why it'd be frustrating. And at the same time, I think that's like a sorry, may I ask, is English your first language, or?
Yes, it is my first language.
First language. Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to think, because like sometimes I forget like how like taken for granted I have it as like English as my first and really only actual fluent language. Like watashi no nihongo ga totemo warui, just like that's like most of what I can say. It's like my Japanese is really poor. So I'm like really lucky that, like, you know, I was born with this language, and yeah, that's like, you know, what's needed for this kind of content creation space for the most part. But at least to the type of audience I appeal to, I guess. Then yeah, so I mean, as far as like if it's like nerves or something like that, when it comes to like, you know, just I guess it's kind of public speaking because it's on the internet. Like, I mean, hell, this is technically public speaking. There's not a lot of people here, but you know, it's more or less kind of like public speaking. And so what I have to say about that is it's I think it's fair to like acknowledge and feel, you know, kind of like blech about like, you know, like, oh man, these people were able to do it before, so why can't I do it myself now? But at the same time, it's like, okay, you can only get so much about, you know, like focusing on what what the environment is like, but was like before, and how, you know, just how much it sucks being unable to kind of replicate it in today's, you know, modern, I guess, like content creation models as like what works and what doesn't. But like, what do you think about it if I told you, like, when I say, okay, so when I say this, when I say, have you ever thought about like focusing your attention on what you can do over, you know, what you couldn't do? Like, how does that make you feel?
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Okay. And so, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Well, there was actually like, it only happened like last year. There's more to this though. Like,
Sure. Okay.
like before I got it from last year, YouTube like just all suddenly like just kicked me off for no reason, just because I elected like commentary and stuff. And I feel like it may.
What do you mean, like kicked you off? I'm sorry. I'm like not sure what you mean by that.
Like the partner program. I mean,
did you? Well, I know like YouTube has certain requirements for that, but yeah,
it says reuse content. That's what it says. But it's not being specific of which video though.
Of reused content?
Yes.
Okay.
Like basically, I did the same thing as what other people uploads too, and I know one other person has it as well. But I assume it's probably because of those videos though I uploaded before. Then it sort of like affected my entire channel, like how I had to delete most of my videos and like had to restart everything all over again and change my content creations as well. So
what was okay? I'm sorry, that felt like I interrupted you there. Were you gonna say something?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming you're still able to, like, you know, upload videos and this kind of stuff too, right? Yeah. Okay. Are you still uploading videos?
Yeah, I am. I'm still uploading videos.
And I'm a little bit tempted to ask, like, you know, like, how are they doing or how do you feel about them? I mean, like, how do you feel about your videos? Like, genuinely, you know, like yourself. Like, do you watch them back? Do you like?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do watch them back,
Mm-hmm.
but what I didn't like
Okay.
is it's sort of like forcing me to like delete all my other videos that I did like her work with them, which people watch those ones. But nowadays they don't really want to watch them. Like since I got everything deleted, so some of them like maybe like just go to other channels now or like see other stuff as well.
Is it impossible to kind of build yourself back up again?
It's not impossible, it's just a bit harder now. Even though I like upload the same stuff from before, it's just a bit more harder now.
What makes it harder?
Like lack of like talking to like the commenters and maybe like other people as well, or see like what they want to see. Like I'm not sure what they want now.
What do you want to see?
Well, I want to see like maybe I could just like try harder maybe.
Okay. What does try harder look like? Is it better editing? Is it like different, I don't know, video styles? Is it like what does that look like?
Hmm. Maybe like they get better. Well, I'm sort of like trying to add more commentary to my videos now, since it's sort of like almost like required on the YouTube now, so I don't got a choice. Even though I know that other people are just having gameplays for now, so I'm not sure if it hit them later or not. Though, since some people like steal other people's videos as well, without crediting.
Have you done the same thing as just what other people do because that's just what other people do?
Well, some of them speaks my own gameplay though, but it's similar
Okay.
to them though.
Okay. Um I'm just trying to think about this for a second here and like how we can like progress through this. Um Have you ever thought about like doing anything differently with your channel as far as like I mean, I know you said the commentary is a bit, I guess I don't know if you well, I don't think you used the word intimidating, but like it's just a little bit hard for I think you mentioned before. Um or like how do you feel about like, you know, it's being more active, I guess, in that kind of commentation role? Like
I'm
how does that make you feel?
I'm fine with it now.
Okay.
It's just
Are you is that what you're doing now?
yeah, that's what I'm doing now. But it's just like I feel like YouTube pressure on me on that.
Like what's the pressure? Like the pressure to put out more content, pressure to like be more lively. What's like the pressure like
Like
direction?
wants me to
Yeah.
like make it more differently than the other people does theirs gameplay videos.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Um Here's what I have to say. I think if content creation, of course, is your dream and everything, then like that's awesome. And as someone who, you know, that's kind of how, you know, that's what I started with. And I don't know. I remember like way back when I started, like what 2019 when I first like started putting out videos and stuff, and then I, you know, just kind of delisted them and then kind of started anew later. You know, back then it was my highest viewed video was maybe 1,000 views. Everything else was usually like, you know, low hundreds, something like that, because I'll be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of effort into them. And so when it comes to figuring out like what you like to do and stuff like that, I've definitely had a lot of experience. Like, I have friends who, I've met some people who were definitely like either small time streamers or like, content creators or like wanting to be content creators, but they never really knew what they wanted to do. They'd say things like, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but like I'd hear things like, oh, like I just want to grow a community, or I just want to like, I just want to just like vibe with other people and stuff like that, which is totally fine. And I guess if with the quote unquote like kind of right personality, sometimes it just works. But for most people, it is difficult, yeah, because that's literally what everybody else does. And like obviously, you can maybe like, look at people like, I don't know, like Hololive or Fee Shoujo or something like that and just be like, oh, but those YouTubers don't really have like specific ideas most of the time. They just kind of go live and just like say whatever, and like, they just get a lot of views. And like one tip I guess I have to give is see if you can watch like any VTuber streamer or something, and like don't even look at their viewer count, or like maybe cover it up with your hand if you physically have to, or something like that, and just see if you can like like understand like what makes them kind of just work. Like no viewer, like just don't look at the viewer count, don't look at chat, just look at the streamer themselves. I mean, if they have chat on screen, I guess that may be a little bit hard. I don't know if you can like use two hands to cover that, but like, just like see if you can try and experiment with that, because that's honestly one of the first things I tried doing, and like seeing, what was it that actually got me interested, because again, like the sphere has evolved for a reason. And as nice as it would be to, go back to like what 2010 or something like that, when some of this was first started really, really taking off, like, just going live, doing gameplay videos and stuff like that, it's not reality. And that's kind of what we have to work with. And, it sucks sometimes, but at the same time, it can feel really rewarding sometimes when you sometimes come out on the other side, feeling like, you know what, I did my best. And, it's, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But, you give it your shot. And I mean, it sounds like, you're doing your, I guess, your job as a I'm totally sorry. I totally forgot what you said you do. But like you go to your job day in, day out. That's like low on staffing. I'm guessing long hours. I think you said before, or stressful hours. Yeah. All for the sake of like, maybe saving enough money for like, like your VTuber model, or like, your other channel, or, other investments into your channel, whether it's like better recording equipment, or like, I don't know, something like that, like a better mic or whatever else. But, it's if you're putting up with your job and stuff for this long to make the stream happen, then like, it'd be kind of a shame to kind of not try something different. And like, I'm not saying like, there's a saying like my dad used to say a lot, which is like, trying something knowing it's going to fail again and again and again is like what the definition of insanity, or something like that. Which understandably so. It's if you try the exact same thing, that's kind of I mean, yeah, like understandably so. If you try something a little bit different each time, then then that's just you generally giving it an honest shot. And I mean, it sounds like you're starting to try and like move forward in that direction, I'm guessing, because you said you started like recently, I guess, commentating, right? As compared to before, or is that like have you been doing?
I had done it before, but just less than compared to now, though.
Okay, so yeah, so there's definitely like a difference then, at least in terms of, like the frequency. It sounds like, at least to me. So like with that in mind. I'm trying to think here, like, because it really does like make me sad, like seeing people like try and make something happen that they really want to make happen, but like it just doesn't actually become a thing because of like, I'm trying to think here, they don't, let me think here, I guess maybe they don't try anything else differently, like, so because I'm getting a little bit off track here. I'm trying to think here. I know you said before that you had to like put more effort in, and that was like kind of hard, and like compared to before, almost seemingly, I don't think you used the word unfair, but like it almost sounded like that was like what it almost felt like. But like, I mean, you know, as maybe, you know, you could call it unfair, you could call it, you know, just human nature. And like, I mean, is that, because like when we started this, it sounded like you were really down about it. But like, how are you feeling about it now after like at least a little bit of conversation? Like, how do you feel about the fact that like content creation has evolved to the point where like we do have to put more in like effort? Like I have to put more effort, obviously, and like I don't just build up my channel and stuff just, you know, just doing the same thing that everybody else does. Obviously, it's like, you know, we got to put our own flair on it and stuff like that. So like, I mean, is
I did try to do something else, but
okay.
it's just that I think like YouTube probably found like I did too much, so it just like think I got hit by that because I was being too different or like trying to copy someone else, same method from before. But how I feel now, like I just think like it's the system from YouTube that's being unfair to other people. They're not being specific. That's what I think. I don't think it's other people's fault, but it's mostly the YouTube's systems right now. Like they're always bot message given to you.
So I can understand that. And for the longest time, I really wasn't sure, honestly, about like because I mean, I heard definitely like a lot of different claims about like, you know, oh, how like YouTube is a little bit biased, or it's like, you know, 90% luck and like 10% skill. Like you have to know the right people, you have to like, you know, gain the algorithm, so to speak. And like I'm trying to think here. Like I remember like one of the examples that really kind of changed my perspective was like Ludwig's anonymous video. I don't know if you heard me talk about that on stream before. But I guess to summarize, you know, for anyone else who might not have heard about it before, long story short, Ludwig made a whole video, started a brand new channel. Nobody knew he was making it. He kept it entirely secret. He even hired a separate voice actor to voice over the script that he made, just to make absolutely sure nobody would know it was him. And he put out one video. And it wasn't a series of video. He just did one video, and he definitely put a lot of effort into it. And it was like about like a door, like how quote unquote a door made this streamer, you know, pop off or something like that. Made it about like his friend Miskiff, but he did his very best to make no allusions to like himself. And, you know, it seemed to really work. And so he made a separate video on his main channel about making that video after it was posted, like long after it was posted, or at least a little while after it was posted. And it popped off. Like it popped off before he made another video about it. Totally on its own. Like no, like you know, you can't tell it's him because it's a totally different person voicing it. Like the editing, I mean, you know, you could argue, I don't know, I think that there's a lot of different editing styles. I don't know if you could tell like which content creator it is from just the editing, but like regardless, it didn't seem like anybody had a clue. And like how he got that to pop off was basically he put a lot of effort into that one video. He like donated to like Miskiff himself, and like with like, I don't know, just like a hefty donation saying, oh my god, like look at this video like someone made of you or whatever. And it was like, okay, whatever, let's check it out. And it was actually kind of funny because, you know, it was good content because he put effort into it. He had some good memes, good comedic timing. There is like a lot that goes into a video, at least nowadays. And so like, I don't know, after seeing that and like, you know, it literally passed like, I want to say it passed 100K views, like long before he actually like came out admitting that it was actually him behind it. And then it even skyrocketed even further. But like to hit like, you know, sextuple digits, like 100,000 views, on the first video, like that's like on a random anonymous channel, that's really a lot in terms of like, you know, when that really changed my perspective about on like, you know, how much of YouTube is like luck and how much of it is like actual skill. And not gonna lie, like I've come to realize at least like the kind of videos I do is I'm like a niche within a niche. I make content on Fate Grand Order, but like I go even further and I make guides, like different various niche guides on Fate Grand Order that like most players who are already familiar with Fate Grand Order would understand, and not many people who are new to Fate Grand Order would understand as well, which is something I'm working on. And it's just like understanding the different factors that go into that like, you know, at least that's what I feel like, make a good content creator. Because at the end of the day, it's like that you can, like, I think a lot of people can say what they want about the algorithm or YouTube and such like that. And I do apologize if it sounds like, I'm like discounting what you're saying, like, at all. Let me know. And, I'm sorry if it sounds like that way, but that's something I've come to learn. And like, I've still got a long ways to go. Like, hell, I don't even have like 10K subscribers yet on my own YouTube channel. And, it's something that I'm working on because I do, seek to improve my own editing and like also branch out to other games too and stuff like that, because that's just what I enjoy. I enjoy like making content, both about like gameplay guides or just sometimes reactions when they come up and stuff, because it's just fun. And also, interviews and like talks like these, because I think these are important to have. And
Yeah,
so
they're
like,
very important.
yeah. And so like after me saying that and like the whole, like, at least my perspective, how like YouTube is, I mean, I personally feel like the YouTube is a little bit leaning more towards like effort than it is luck. And like I know, like I listed that example. I know that's only one example, but like at the same time, I don't know. I was just like curious, like, what are your feelings about that, or like how are you feeling like after me saying that?
It's alright.
All right. Okay. How are your feelings? I should ask, I guess, towards YouTube after hearing that.
I just think they just need to fix their system. Like, stop using bots and use more like real people to talk to their creators of what went wrong and stuff.
I think that would be nice if
Yeah.
they had unlimited resources, but YouTube, I mean, it'd be nice to, actually have real people, but I mean, to be honest, like we've probably got the like YouTube outnumbered like thousands to one. Like for every content creator out there, like what there's, I forgot, there's like a statistic of like there's like thousands of hours of content uploaded literally every minute or something like that. It's just literally beyond any human capacity to like keep up with. From what I've heard, which is why bots exist, because like that's their next best solution and they're doing their best they can. But because it's so saturated, it's like that's not really as feasible, at least it seems like from their perspective, because again, so many people want to get into this sphere. I'm sure they'd love to, take time and, if they actually had the manpower, like, like a billion people working at YouTube or something to help all the content creators out there one-on-one. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome, because at the end of the day, YouTube is a company that wants to have their content creators succeed, because that's also where they draw a lot of their ad revenue from, people making good content. But they don't, and so they have to, make do with what they can do. And same thing with content creators. We have to make do with what we can do. And I don't know, what is like I guess YouTube, like a YouTube aside and such, like what is I'm taking a second here to think about like how I want to, I guess, go about saying what I think I'm trying to say here. Have you ever like watched anyone else's content and feel like, you know what? Yeah, this deserves a lot. This deserves a, like, the views it has, or this is just genuinely enjoyable. Like, have you, ever like watched any other like content creators' videos and just, felt that way?
Yeah, I have.
Cool. Okay. What do you notice about those videos?
They do try to put some. They try like. Well, I know, like when they do a video by themselves, they try to like give like like try to entertain it, but when I see them do with like their friends and stuff, it seems like get more entertainment from them as well, like collaboration with their other friends. But when they're alone, like I can see a difference in their chat as well. Like there's more people viewing then than when they do it by themselves.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's definitely a different element of content when, you bring two people into a, I guess, streaming atmosphere together in like a collab or just, just playing together in general, as like friends or whatever. As far as like, have you ever been able to make yourself laugh or like, been like, wow, that was actually kind of epic. I wish someone saw that. Like, have you ever had a lot of moments like that yourself?
I have, but not a lot though.
Okay. Do you feel like that has anything to do with like how... Actually, no. Let me think about this. What ideas have you had for like trying to do something different or interesting with your channel? Because I think you mentioned that earlier, or forgive me if I remember incorrectly.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, go ahead.
What was it again?
Like, have you like had any like really different ideas or like, just like ways or like, thoughts about changing things up on your channel in terms of like, like, oh, we're going to talk about this, I'm going to explain that, we're going to like try and go for a speed run on this, or like, I don't know, like any like particular ideas that like, you've made attempts for in your videos?
Yeah.
Or
I had do like attempts on other games than Fake Grand Order on another game, but not so much right now since I delete the old videos. There's not a lot of people now though. Like it actually worked it once before, but not right now though.
can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
When we talk about these things, and if it's hard to, by all means understandable, try and forget about like, at least for the time being, about like other people or like, the viewers or like this and that, because at this point the thing I'm really trying to focus on is what's interesting to you. I mean, I can understand like I'll provide a brief explanation why I'm saying this, because I see a lot of content creators, especially like smaller ones and stuff. I mean, hell, like I was a small, like, 10, 20 viewer Andy, like, way back in like what, February, March or whatever. And I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't make YouTube videos or guides. I was just like, well, I mean, I was doing like rapid commentating on like PvP plays and stuff like that. But that was about it, honestly. I didn't like have a lot of like other like hyper cool moments besides like those little things. I mean, I did have like introspective talks just like out loud every now and then. That might have been part of it. But like, and at the end of the day, we're all we've really got throughout our whole lives. We might meet other people, we might have friends, family, partners, close friends, or whatever, just like all throughout our lives. But at the end of the day, the person we're going to be around the most obviously is ourselves. And that, in knowing that fact, like at least I personally feel like one of the best things we can do with our content creation is make things that feel true to what we enjoy. And I understand how easy it can be, like falling into the trap of like caring about what other people view and stuff like that. I mean, if I literally looking at the viewer count, hold on, so like at the viewer count right now, we're at like 9 viewers right now on this second new channel. But like if we're like paying attention to like the viewer count and stuff like that, again, it's literally not much. It's probably just like the few people who actually want to listen to this thing, which, you know what, awesome. Thanks for listening to these things, guys. I'm sorry I don't really pay attention to chat during this, but I hope you understand it's for a good reason. But yeah, and it's just one of those things where like this is something I believe in. And like I could look at my chat, or I could look at like my viewer count and be like, oh my god, I'm basically starting over. It's like it's so low. Maybe like this dream I always had of like talking like, mental health talks to people on the internet is like never going to go anywhere because there's only 9 people. I could get upset about that. I'm kind of glad I did the second channel, because this serves as a great example of this. But like whether I'm streaming on my main channel and like whatever, like 130, 150, like 200 viewers, I guess we're getting closer to recently. Like whatever like the viewer count is, like I'm just generally having a good time, just doing what I do on stream, or like because I like to have an idea at least usually before I start stream, whether it's like grinding for like level 120 millizine, or like like speed running through this lost spell, or going over this in-depth guide over different farming capabilities with Musashi Berserker, or whatever it is. There's usually something that like I'm interested in, and I'm just sharing that kind of cool thing with the rest of chat, because that's what I enjoy. And same thing with this, like whether I'm drawing in triple digits or whether we're at a single digits, it's like this is honestly one of the things I enjoy. And I think that's like one of the most important things that like a lot of content creators like forget about. I'm not saying like that's what you're not doing, but like do you find it hard to enjoy your own content when you have low viewer numbers?
Not at all. It's just lack of comments makes it hard for me. But when I play with other people, it's kind of fun though. But I still enjoy what I want to do though, like playing games, or like whatever I want to do, like things I enjoy doing.
Okay.
Whether it be gacha or FGO or other games that other people don't do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. I feel like there's probably more to probably work through. I just can't really think about it in my head at this moment. If you have anything to offer, like by all means, speak up to, and we can, talk more about it. I can't think too much yet, at least at the moment, of like how much more I can elaborate. I feel like there's probably like something more, but I just can't put it together in my head. I'm not sure if you wanted to like move on to like the topic of like the depression or like loneliness you've been dealing with too. Or like, I don't know if you are you okay with like, just me transitioning to the different topic, or like
Transition probably better.
like some more. I'm sorry?
Transition, probably.
Okay, sure. Okay. So I guess I'll just go out and like ask it, like, what was the last time you felt like depressed, like really depressed? Like what was like, I guess, the situation around, or like what did it like, do? What was it like, so to speak? I mean, obviously it's sad and sucks, but like what was it actually like? Like, what was like the, I guess, timeline of events, so to speak?
Oh, last time. Some of it's part of my job. Some of it's like more like with other people though. Most of the time with other people, it's mostly drama though. Like as in like they just like find me sometimes annoying, or like they don't trust me or something, or misunderstand me.
Did they elaborate on like what led to that?
Yeah, well, they did, but it's always vague though. But it happens like mostly from time to time sometimes. It just keeps reminding me like my past stuff with other people as well.
What about your past does it remind you of?
Like they're kind of like similar to the other drama I had before, but it's just like differently though. But it's very similar though. It's always like
Okay.
a new kind though.
So I know I emphasized in the beginning before I started stream that you obviously you don't have to talk about it at all if you don't want to. This is just a little reminder of that.
No.
Don't have to answer this, but like, are you okay with like kind of just, well, I really don't like getting too much into drama, but like, are you like okay with like describing kind of where I guess the vagueness or misunderstanding started from, like either like an event or like something that was said, or like, again, you don't have to like dive too much into it because I don't really care
Most
too
of
much for
ti-
like,
Most of the
yeah.
time, it's because of something I said, which led to that, though.
Okay.
Like 99%, I'm pretty sure was because what I typed.
Okay. Do you agree with their perspective when they eventually get back to you and you think about it? Like, is that something you usually come to understand, or is it just kind of like I have no idea what the hell they're talking about kind of thing, or like what, like where are you like along that spectrum when they, I guess the drama quote unquote starts up, or misunderstanding from what you said? Like, where are you on the spectrum of just like agreement versus like cluelessness, and like why they're reacting the way they react to what you type? Like
Sometimes,
where along that spectrum?
sometimes I disagree with them. Sometimes it's because they find me annoying, or they just don't want to see this, or something. That's what I think.
What do you think they find annoying about it?
I think it's because of it's like pointless posts or something, or like it's not relative to the topic, or like because I asked this for something, but they took it differently, though.
Okay. I'm guessing you explain yourself after the fact. Am I right, or just you never get to do that?
Well, I never really get to explain afterwards, though.
Did they just not respond? Is it just like hard to try it in the first place? Like I guess like what's the barrier to quote unquote clearing the air?
Some of them didn't respond. Some of them, I'm not even sure if they want to reply back, though.
I'm just thinking for a second about this because I've heard of a few instances of like things like this happening, and also like understandable like why both parties do what they do. In terms of, I guess, like the person not wanting to respond and the other person who's like kind of grieving over the fact that like they're not responding because they said something they didn't realize was hurtful. I'm just trying to process how I want to sort that out. Have you ever had like, have you ever like wanted to change like how you like communicate, or like have you ever like, you know, thought more about, well, I mean, I'm sure you probably like thought more about it, but like have you ever like thought of different ways to communicate after, you know, the quote unquote initial, I guess, misunderstanding, or like because the only reasons I really heard was like you said you thought it was like irrelevant, or like just spammy, or whatever. Like I can't remember the exact reason you said. It was just like pointless. I think he's not spammy. I think you said pointless was the word you used. But I mean, when you say that, do you genuinely feel that way? Like after the fact, like, you know, is that actually, you know what? No, this, you know, I don't know why I posted that. There's just like that just like made no sense or whatever, or like maybe it just wasn't funny. Like, is it like a meme? Is it like a specific sentence? Like I guess like what's the medium of communication that like causes this
Sentence,
feeling?
I think. But,
Just a sentence?
yeah, sentence.
Okay. Are you okay with saying like what kind of sentence we're talking about?
It was like sort of like some of them like are topics like what they were talking about, and others are like sort of like spam posts. Like not really spam, like pointless posts they find. Like they don't find it irrelevant to them, but just like I was talking about something on the topic they said though.
So you're saying you shared something that was like on topic with what they were talking about before,
Yes.
but they found it pointless?
Yeah.
Is that okay? How do you get to talking with these people in the first place?
Discord.
How do you get into their Discord?
Basically like groups like for specific topics or games and like whatever.
Just like you
community.
find online or something?
Find online.
Okay. I'm guessing it's just like in general chat or just like some kind of public lobby. It's not
Something
like
like
DMs or stuff like
Not
that.
DM,
Okay.
DM. But there were a few from DM though. But at least
Like if you like misunderstanding statements from DM?
Yeah, misunderstanding statements from DMs. But I resolved a few of them though. At least.
May I ask what that was like?
It was really drama-like to me.
I mean, drama is drama. Like as far as like what I mean, it gives me hope hearing that you actually cleared it up, especially like I guess in DMs versus like the general room or whatever, because like that's more like interpersonal and such, and it's like easier to ignore a DM versus like a public chat lobby because it's there for everyone to see. So it does give me a little hope, the fact that you mentioned it was like I guess quote unquote DMs and stuff like that. But I know you said it was like drama like and stuff. Like I was just like kind of wondering like what the procession of events was like in that kind of unfurling of drama and then hopefully resolution. I think you mentioned. If you don't want to expand on that again, totally just let me know. If you want to just not, then that's okay. We can do so as well. I was just asking if that's something you'd be willing to kind of like guide me through.
Well, basically, some of them, they like single me out on that topic though. Like, rarely I had. Like, there was only like a few who defended on a certain topic though, for me. And that was it.
A few who defended you. So you mean like I'm guessing this is in a public chat room then, not DM, if you're saying like a few defended or like
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What were they defending that you put out there?
Basically what I posted. Like it was just some texting stuff. But some people just find it annoying though.
Is it like complaining about a certain thing? Is it just like sharing just like a common like notion, or is it
sharing and complaining, sort of like both.
Okay. Do you think that's reasonable of them to find it annoying?
Some of it. But some of them I disagree though.
What parts?
can't really remember, but I just know like
Okay.
just something like that.
Are you okay with me trying to like maybe walk through a hypothetical scenario with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. By all means, like let me know if it's too uncomfortable or whatever. We can stop at any point because I know you said like quote unquote like I guess reminders of the past and such. I do personally feel it's important, but at the same time, it's also important that I try and not push too hard because if it hurts, then just let me know and I'll try and like let up a little bit. So let's say we're in the Discord chat, we're in like general or something like that, and like I see Tsubasa commenting like, oh my god, like can you believe like what these people like on Twitter like are just ranting about? Oh my god, I can't believe these people. And then like what if just like and then you see somebody else like come in the chat and just like, oh my god, shut up, Tsubasa. Like you're always like talking about this shit. Is that like something along the right track or like I mean my examples might have been off, but like is that kind of like a similar vibe I'm guessing here?
Oh, this is something like I sometimes see, but it's not as much as what I talk.
Not as dramatic or flary.
Not as dramatic as that, but that's just common though.
Okay. And then let me think. But like, is like when if someone responds with like, "Oh my god, like I don't want to really hear about that." Like you're always complaining about this. Can you just stop? Because like nobody wants to hear it. How does that like make you feel?
Still the same.
Same as what?
Same as like before. Like the other one. Like similar to that one, but not dramatic as well. But it was.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like people try to peacefully tell you how they're feeling, but it still hurts. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, some.
Do you like complaining? Or actually, no, let me rephrase that. Do you like talking about the things you talk about that end up having people respond that way?
Depends on the topic though.
Okay. So here's what I have to say. I do believe, yeah, there's a time and place to rant, and there's a time and place to just acknowledge something's just kind of sucky and move on from it. And I'm not saying that there's like, complaining has no room in any Discord or any community, YouTube comment section or wherever. Like, it's going to be there where it's going to be there because, people sometimes just have something they just don't like and they want to express it to others. And at the same time, I think it's also important to like focus a lot on. I'm just gonna say like a quick FGO like quote real quick here. So it's it might sound a little silly, but one of the lines. So I don't know if you know, like if you watch me often enough to know, but like basically say Shonen Berserker, one of my favorite characters in FGO, at least on the JP version. She was the first character, got up to level 120. Worked my ass off farming those EXP nodes to get her all the way up there. And one of my favorite lines from her that she says is, are you like, oh, what's going on? Like, if you're ever like, going through something, just say no. If you're ever like, just make sure you're not filling your head with too many bad things. Okay. Sort of thing. And hearing that just kind of reminded me like, yeah, I do that a lot. I don't really complain or like, call out like, oh, this should be this way, this should be that way. Like most of the time I just say it how it is, like, this is unfortunate and then this is what we can do about it, sort of. Well, at least that's like the perspective I like to take on those things. But a lot of the time when I'm just especially like alone in my apartment and just just trying to get some work done or whatever, I can't focus and I get in my own head about like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out, or like, oh my god, like what if like I don't know, this could all fall apart easily, what if this is just like I don't know, just like a pipe dream or whatever, like, just, or like maybe this is all I have to look forward to and just like not having a lot of, IRL people to, close friends to visit that often and like still be kind of alone on my own for the most part and everything else. Like, I get in my own head about that sometimes. And sometimes I remember that say line and just remember, like, I don't actually like filling my head with, like, bad stuff all the time. It's important from time to time to acknowledge, like, the bad things we feel sometimes from some things, because that's how we learn and try and do things differently. But if we dwell too long on those things, then it's like, if we're spending a lot of our energy dwelling on it, it's like, it's kind of harder to do something about it in the first place. And so I'm sorry. Talking about this just reminded me of like another kind of like mutual friend that like I talk to sometimes. That like I can actually I'm like seeing some similarities with this person. From just like the story you're telling me, and I'm just like realizing that now. So I'm just trying to figure out like what I usually try to do. What do you think like leads you to? Actually, how about no? Let me ask this. When you find yourself like saying a statement like, "Oh my god, like why are people doing this? Like this is so unfair," or like, "Why is YouTube like that? Like I can't like catch a break," or this or that, or like, capitalism sucks, or like this or that. I mean, granted, there's no like perfect system, and there's plenty of understandable flaws in almost any ideology, whether it's like capitalism, fascism, communism, or like whatever like people believe in. Like there's gonna be flaws. I personally just, I mean, I understand the system isn't perfect, but at the same time, I'm glad that I had the freedoms I do to still more or less live my life. And when it comes to bringing attention to some of the things that you don't like, how much of your attention do you feel you direct towards the things you don't like versus the things you do? Like, at least when it comes to socializing.
Things I don't like?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like maybe like complaining statements, or like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is like that way," or whatever. Like I'm sorry, I just don't know you personally, so I can't think of good examples. But like that's just what I'm putting out there. Like, how much of your statements or like the things you share with other people would you say is like complaining or like, negative things about other things versus like just, "Oh, like look at this cool thing," or like, "Hey, like, here's like this cool thing," or like, "Oh my god, look at this like funny thing," or something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm so bad at these examples. But like, what do you think is like the balance of that in your interactions?
Um, I'd say like my negatives are probably like more higher, but my positive ones are probably like lower though. That's what I think.
Okay. Um, how do you feel about that?
Well, usually when I feel more negative, I sort of like feel like I want to try harder though to avoid doing the same thing I did before though. But sometimes it just gets out of hand though.
Good.
But I will always
I'm
remember it though,
mhm.
since it was very hurtful.
Would you like to try and like flipping those things, like instead of like, I don't know, 60% like negative stuff, 40% positive, like would you like try like just inching, not even like the complete opposite, but like 50-50? Is that like something you think you could like try and put into action?
Well, would like if it's more positive than negative though.
um so like, what do you mean more positive? Like your how you talk, or like you'd like to be like more positive in how you talk? Is that what you're saying?
Well, like with other people, I mean.
Hmm. So you're saying like you're more positive typically when you talk with other people, or you'd like to be more positive when you talk with other people?
More positive with others. But usually, like, I think I'm negatives by myself.
I think that makes sense. And also, at least something I've come to kind of see a lot anecdotally, at least, or just kind of more or less see like just from pure observation in the world. The more internalized, so to speak, that we are negative towards ourselves, the harder it is to uphold a positive image outside. I'm not trying to, be like, oh my god, like you're putting on a mask and you're like you're always like masking for your friends and you're being negative to yourself in private, which makes it harder to stay positive on the outside or whatever, like cliche thing like that. Understandably, that would be an understandable argument for most people. But just trying to just taking you as you are in this moment, as an individual. What makes it hard to have more positive, I guess, I don't know, thoughts about yourself compared to the negative ones?
Probably
What keeps Tsubasa like from being happy about themselves? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Memories, I guess, like hurtful memories and other stuff that I dislike.
What's something in the present that you dislike?
Something I dislike, huh?
I'm sorry?
Let's see. Something I dislike, huh?
Is it you just dislike your own negativity in general? You don't like your content's growth? You don't like your, I don't know, your job, your social life, I'm sure, whatever it is that you could, like, just what's something like personal about you? Like, not like, well, actually, no, let me freeze that. Yeah, what's something personal about you? Like, forget like the external world, forget this and that, forget how many viewers you get on YouTube or Twitch, forget how many friends you have. What's something you personally, I guess, like, may not like about yourself? If there's something, you can just say so, and we can just rearrange, like retrace our steps. But like, forget the outside world, forget the past. I'm just talking about you specifically.
Myself?
Yeah, because you can't control exactly. I can't control how many viewers I get. I can put in effort and I hope it pays off. But at the end of the day, I can't control other people to watch me. I can't control how many friends I have. All I can control is me. And same thing for you. And that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
If any. Yeah.
If it's myself, it would be like if I start something, like basically like typing something like other people may not find good, or like or if I like start doing a topic that others don't really want to hear about. I guess that's what I dislike about myself.
The initial topic that you mentioned, is that something that you are like, can you give me like an example of a topic that you try talking about?
Mm, some of it's probably like hobbies, or like if this or like shows, anime, or etc. topics.
Okay. When you discuss these topics with people, are they like friends, or is it usually just like in just a general like group chat or something in like a Discord, or like what's like the nature of the engagement?
Some of them are with friends, some of them are with Discord.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking a second here. I'm just really trying to think about this because you're definitely not unique in this issue. And it's are there any things that like you generally get excited about just on your own accord?
Yeah, I do. Like my hobbies.
Okay.
Like anime, gacha, reading manga, and those stuff. Playing games.
Okay. And I just want to ask this real quick before I go any further. Do you have like any like I guess close friends that you talk to about like any like deeper stuff? I mean, I know it's like I guess typically harder, I guess, for some people, but like I don't know, like do you have like anybody that you like can talk to about this deeper stuff, or like anybody you could like casually strike up your conversation with and they'll be like just yeah, no, I get you on that, like on that like wavelength. Is there like do you have any like friends or interactions like that like that you can think of?
Maybe a few, but I don't think I really talk much about it with them though.
Why not?
Because I think it's like just some of it is a bit drama. And I don't want to like
What's dramatic about it?
I just think like I should just keep it to myself though.
Why?
Because I didn't want to like try to try to like avoiding like to like maybe like not annoy them or something. That's why I don't want to do.
Are they your friends?
Yeah, they are, but I just don't want to like have them like worried or something.
Can I do a little role play with you for a minute?
Oh sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and beat Tsubasa. You're gonna be my good friend Pocket, okay? And this is just like role play scenario. And then I'm just gonna come to you and I'm just gonna be like, yo, or actually no, I should probably just reverse the names, so I'll be confusing. You'll beat Tsubasa and we'll pretend like we're I guess like good buds or whatever. And then like or that sounds rude. No, but like generally speaking, like we're gonna role play and I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna be a good friend of yours, good friend of Tsubasa's, and then we'll just call me Agent P, Perry. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh with the Neeson for reference. Anyways, I'll be Agent P, and then Agent P is coming over to, her good friend Tsubasa, and I'm just going to be like, hey, so here's what I'm saying, like, hey, Tsubasa, I know we don't usually talk about this, but like, is it okay if I just get like a little something off my chest? It's like nothing like too terrible or like anything like negative. It's just like, I don't know, about myself. Like, is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And so, man, like, I don't know, dude. Like the other day, like like when all our friends and stuff were like talking Discord and stuff like that, and like everybody was having a good time. But like I don't know. I said like maybe one or two things, but like people didn't really respond too much about it, and I'm just like I don't know. I just kind of feel like I don't know, kind of like a dead or just like out of place or whatever. I'm just like I don't know. I'm just feeling like a little bleh about it. Like I don't know. Like what did you think about it? Like, am I just too much in my head about this, or like?
What I think is maybe they wanted, like, maybe like they wanted to hear something else, or
I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't know. It
maybe
just feels like. Oh, sorry. Yeah. What's up? Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't help feel like I'm just like not really contributing much to the group. I mean, they still have me around and I enjoy having a fun time, like, talking with everybody, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. Is it like, because I mean, I noticed you didn't say much either, but like, you're also like, just one of my friends and such, and just I just figured I'd ask you and stuff like that. Like, is that how you feel, or like, you know, or like, am I just like crazy? Like, do you feel I'm just saying random stuff that nobody really cares about, or like?
Um, I don't think so though.
Okay. Because it's just like kind of hard. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like
hard.
everybody just like silently like acknowledging or whatever, and just like, but just they don't have anything to add and they just move on or something. Because it's not like that all the time. Because I see sometimes like or whatever like in group chats like sometimes they add on something I say or like react with like cute little emotes or something like that. But I'm just like I just know it's just like not as much I guess as maybe I'd like, but. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are you guys just like is it just am I just being over my head and everybody's just kind of chill, just vibing, and I'm just overthinking it because I don't get I don't get a ton of responses, and like is it okay just like me just saying stuff and just people silently acknowledging it or whatever?
I guess.
Yeah, no, that's probably the best answer I can honestly hope for because I don't really know myself.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Have you ever felt like that, by the way, too, Basa? I don't know, because I mean, I notice like people sometimes talk to you in the Discord and stuff like that, but like, I don't know. Like I like sometimes like I see like your post too, but like at the same time, sometimes I just don't know what to say in the moment. So like, I don't
Yeah,
know if like I make you feel that way.
yeah, sometimes.
Oh no, I'm sorry, dude. Well, actually, shoot, I don't even know what to say to that either. But like, I don't know. I don't know. You're doing fine for the most part. I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd probably try to say the same to you. It's just like, I don't know. It's alright just acknowledging like, you're saying stuff and things like that, but yeah. I don't know, I feel like we're all just kind of clueless here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. How does that make you feel though? Sorry, I'm like exiting roleplay mode now, but like how does that like, like how does that make you feel about it?
Okay.
Cool. Do you think there's a chance you might be able to like talk with one of your friends about it like that? Or maybe not exactly like that, but like
Maybe.
okay. Do you want to talk to one of your friends about it eventually?
I'm not sure yet.
I like the yet part. Um, okay. I'm just thinking for a second now. Um, Here's what I'll say about this real quick. Okay, I mean, I know you've only been going for about like an hour and a half now, but like, I'm just gonna I guess, like, just recount a quick story, and I don't know, like, you can add on into anything, or I can expand, or we could totally switch gears if you want to as well. But like, I'll just say like a quick thing, where I was talking to like one of my close friends, like across Discord and stuff, like known them literally for like the past like 7, 8, I don't know how many years it's been. It's been a while. Anyways, and so like, I remember like telling them some like about like my situation and stuff, and like trying to like how it's kind of hard to do all the things I want to do, but at the same time feel like something, like at least in the beginning too, feeling like it wasn't really getting anywhere. Because, you know, when you put in, you know, a few hours each day and you're only getting like, you know, 80, 90, 100 views tops or whatever when you're starting out, it feels a little discouraging and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Do I deserve these views or not deserve these views? I don't know. But at the same time, I can kind of feel like I don't really, you know, have much momentum or anything, like much of anything going right now, and I'm just like, that's all I want is like something cool to have, but like I just don't know how to get that. And like over time, it was like, you know, over time eventually like I found my groove and found like, you know, my personal interests and stuff. I mean, hell, I was kind of more or less making the content I was already making now, just not publishing it because it was just kind of for my own like personal, I guess, like interest, like the in-depth guides and stuff like that, because I just made that stuff for myself. And I've realized, you know, what if I just, you know, put some nice editing, maybe get in, you know, I guess like a work for like my narration voice or whatever, like in this video, we'll be talking about this and that or whatever. But like, one of the things that like kind of made it hard to keep going at that was trying to be happy with like my own little accomplishments. Like regardless of like how many or how little views it got, it was like, you know, it was a video that I put out and made real into the real world and stuff like that. It's like, it's no longer in my head. It's actually like a thing. One of the hardest things for me was trying to celebrate my own accomplishments when there's nobody else there to kind of celebrate with me, so to speak. I'm not saying like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, there's like nobody, like I've got like no friends. Like I have friends, but like they're not really as involved in this kind of, you know, like online, you know, Twitch streaming kind of space and stuff. Like they watch YouTube sometimes, but like they don't play gacha games or anything like that. I mean, I do eventually look to expand my content and stuff like that in the future, later this year, or even earlier this year too. But like growing the, I don't know, cojones or whatever you want to call it, like to actually like, you know, celebrate the things you have when there's no one else to kind of, you know, enjoy that in that moment with you is one of the most important skills, I think, for most people to have. And I'm not saying that like that's what you aren't doing. I don't know like how you are when you finish the video, but I mean the best thing I can at least say is just like finding the things you like, that you generally do like about yourself, and thinking about the things you don't like. And it's like, it's a weird balance because like, you know, if you have other people saying like, oh, I don't like it when you like talk all the time about this or whatever, like, can you just like stop talking about this? Because like nobody really cares. Like nobody cares. Oh my God, what are you like going on about this? Like who freaking cares, or this or that? Let's just move on. And then just like, you know, just I can understand you can hurt a lot, and a lot of the times like I think people do give harsh criticisms with good intentions, because I don't like to think like people are born evil, obviously. They just do things in a way that they think is justified. Like, oh my God, if I don't tell this guy, like if I don't tell this guy to like if I don't tell this person off like right now in this way, like they're just going to keep going on about this or whatever. So it's like, it's with good intentions because I think they're doing something that's annoying and I want them to stop because I want them to be a better person. But that delivery of it can, you know, seem pretty traumatizing, or like at least emotionally or whatever, like just, you know, pretty daunting at the least in terms of, you know, maybe loss of self-worth or loss of just confidence and things like that, because that's just how it comes across. And so the best thing I can say is like, you know, like find out like the things that like, you know, maybe you do like and don't like about yourself, and, you know, focus at least as much as you can, obviously, on like the things you do like, and like improving those, and like, you know, sharing those things, you know, over time if you can. And, you know, if your friends and stuff are just like, whatever, like who really cares about that, then that's their thing. But like if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. And like I can understand, of course, like how important like socialization and having common grounds and interests and all that stuff is. Like we're human. It's just part of how we're wired and stuff like that. And at the same time, part of being human is doing our best to kind of overcome to a certain extent, our basic primal instincts of, community and this and that. Because if we try too hard for anything, like if we try too hard to like, fit in or this and that, it's just a bad time for everybody, honestly. And so like, that's not obviously what I'm saying you're doing or what I'm saying you should do. All I'm saying is see if you can do your best to focus on the criticisms that you do get, and whether or not they're valid or not is something that you have to make your best judgment on. And like, because like I think you noted yourself, like you're not a loser. Like that's what I'm saying here. You're not a loser. You're not like a failure or this or that. I'm not saying that you think you are. I mean, I read through the application and stuff. I know you used certain terms in your application, but like you're just someone who's doing your best to try and find a way to make cool, fun, entertaining content for other people online, and to also get along with other people because it's just fun, having cool social circles to hang out with. Like I can understand that. And it can get really muddy along the way when people like criticize you or say different things, and it's just like it just feels like almost like an attack, but like you don't take it as or maybe I don't know, maybe you do take it as an attack, I don't know, but like bottom line is it doesn't feel great. And when I'm asking you to see if you can like focus on like the core of like where that's coming from, like how like if you think it's valid or not, because at the end of the day, like people can tell you anything they want to tell you, but it's really up to you to really like hone in on like what you feel to be true. Like if you feel like their criticism or whatever is valid, then obviously, you do what you can to mitigate that, to fix it, to improve yourself, I guess, in that manner. If you do feel you complain too much, then, just work on noticing when you want to say something kind of along those lines and seeing if you could just, focus on something different. Or I don't know, maybe offer like some kind of possible like, oh man, it'd be so cool if they could do this or that, instead of like, oh my god, I can't believe they do this and that. They're just so bad at this and that. Like, oh, it'd be real, what'd be awesome? Like, instead of doing this, like, what if they did this and that? Like, oh my god, that'd be cool, so cool, right? Like, I'm not saying you have to turn every possible negative, insult you could ever think of into like some kind of positivity crap, but like, I mean, you definitely could do that. I'm just saying, like, just focus more on just that was just an example, in terms of if people criticize you too much for being like negative or things like that, then that was just an example for that. But all I'm really saying is, see if you can, I don't know, really hone in on the things that you really, want to improve. If YouTube and content creation isn't working out as much and you feel frustrated because you can't, get away with the same things that people in the past got away with, then you got to improve. That's, I guess, like how evolution and Darwinianism and all that stuff like works out. It's like survival of, quote unquote, I guess, like the fittest, but like survival of the people who adapt. Because like honestly, it'd be kind of boring if like all we had to do was copy the people doing what the people before us forever and ever and ever, and people just get success like over and over again. I mean, I'm sure it'd be nice at first, but over time it'd be like, why are we all just like just doing the same stuff? Like, I kind of want to do something unique and cool. That's at least my perspective on it. Like, I understand it can be challenging. Then at the same time, I think that's part of the fun of life, is that kind of challenge in the first place. And like, don't get me wrong, I literally struggled for like 2 years or something, because my first video was like way back in like April of 2019. It's like it's not actually up anymore, but like it's like it's January of 2022, and like you never know where you're gonna be like a while from now. Like, I mean, how we made like partner on both YouTube and Twitch like not even a month ago or whatever, but it took like 2.5 years to actually get there. And I didn't get there by I'm not saying it's bad to like just post like gameplay content and stuff like that, but all I'm saying is that's what I was doing at the beginning, and that's not what I'm doing now. At least that's not all I'm doing right now, because like there's gameplay sure on my channel and stuff like that, but I'm trying like make interesting cool content that's actually like helpful, like the guides or just fun little edited videos just for entertainment or stuff like that. Like it's, you just got to find something that's just a little bit more unique and fun to you. And honestly, if making like just the gameplay just videos and stuff like that, maybe a little bit of commentary is good enough for you, then that's good enough for you. Screw the view count and stuff like that. But if you're chasing something you can't really control, it's just gonna suck. That's all I can really say. I mean, hell, I usually hide my view count. I don't know if you like notice or not. Like, I hide my view count most of the time. I don't see the view count until like I get the email or whatever from Stream Elements saying like, "Oh, congratulations! Like you peaked at blah blah blah," and like, or whenever I rate a person and like then I see how many people like are watching, because it just like shows you like, oh, rating with a party of blah 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 blah. But like, I don't look at my view count like most of the time because at the end of the day, I'm after, making cool, just entertaining, fun content, stuff that I enjoy. And like, I noticed early on too, like the more I looked at the numbers, the less myself I became, because that kind of forgets about the point of it. The point is not to get numbers and get popular. The point is to, do this for fun. This wasn't like, we didn't find YouTubing as like, or at least for most people, we didn't find YouTubing as a job on like Indeed or something like that and like have to focus on numbers. Like, no. This isn't some kind of like sales job or something like that. This is a hobby. This is a passion, at least for most people. And it sounds like it's something you really like to fulfill for yourself as well. And it'd be awesome to see you and whoever else flourish in that field. But it does take some work. And it's important to just remember to put your focus where you think it's best put. And I mean, like I said, I'm not like the expert or whatever on any of this stuff. I mean, yeah, I had a lot of rapid growth and I'm very thankful for it. And at the same time, I realized like, there's just some things that we, I guess, have to learn for ourselves over time too. And, I'm sure you'll figure out like different, I guess, intricacies of either content creation or whatever else, like, you choose to also do along the way, or even your interactions with your, like, I guess, like group of friends across Discord and wherever else, like, I feel like I'm like trailing off here, but like I don't know. That's really like the sum of it is, I don't know, like pay attention to where your focus is. And that's really the most important thing I can say, at least for you right now. And I don't know, if you feel like there's some criticism that's valid, then just think a little bit about it and try and change it instead of like, I guess, internalizing it as much. I'm not saying it's that easy. I'm just saying that's just like the first place to start trying out, at least in my opinion. But yeah, also like this is by no means like legal therapy or anything like that too. So just, I guess, have to say that out loud maybe at some point. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Like, what do you think about all that, or like any questions about all that?
No, I think it's reasonable.
Cool. Sorry, I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I was just talking for a while. I don't know. Where's your mind at right now? Or like, how are you feeling right now? Just okay? Content? I don't know. Just kind of
right now I'm
lost in thought. Yeah.
Lost in thought, but I still want to do like what I enjoy doing though. That's my thought right now.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, by all means, please. I'm not saying like to give up your dream because like, oh my God, like only 1% get to actually do, not even 1%, probably like 0.001% or something like that. Like I wanted to be a rock star when I first started out. Like, I mean, even my friends still call me like I have like a rocker chick kind of vibe to me or whatever when like they see me. But like, I remember like I wanted to do that and for like a little bit, and like my dad, I remember, so like, oh my God, like look up like the top 10 bands and look at how many bands are out there in the world and just like look at your odds. And he wasn't like trying to do something inspirational or whatever. He was saying like the chances are so low, you better just get to college before you even think about doing that. Like get to college, be successful, and then do whatever the hell you want to do. Like that's what he told me, because he wanted me just to actually be independent and actually be able to fend for myself and things like that, because that's just how the kind of person he wanted me to grow up to be. And like I was like, okay, but like at the same time, I don't know, I don't want to stop dreaming either. And you kind of have to find a balance, and I did. I mean, I had a few different jobs along the way to keep myself financially stable, and just like you have your job at that one place that unfortunately overworks you. If you want, if you think you can find a better job elsewhere, by all means start looking before I guess you switch. But in the meantime, we do the things we do in our daily life to support the dreams we hope to live out one day, which is what I've kind of been doing along the way. We don't like sacrifice our entire life from day one just to chase our dreams. It's all like a balance, and excuse me, stuff like that. And obviously you seem to be fairly aware of that because you still are working and I'm guessing supporting yourself and all that stuff, which is, great, because that's part of what it means to support your dream. That's part of what it means to be responsible for your dream. And part of that responsibility is acknowledging, being honest with yourself. If this is generally what you enjoy doing, then that's what you enjoy doing. But if the viewer count is part of what's getting to you, then that's something everybody has to work through, honestly, at some point. Because at the end of the day, the purpose is not the numbers. The purpose is the thing itself, honestly. It's just, I don't know, just that, going back to that example again, cover up the viewer count of any popular YouTuber or streamer or anyone else you enjoy watching, regardless of their viewer count, cover it up and just genuinely enjoy their content for what it is without acknowledging, how big they are or whatever. Just see what it is that makes them, or makes it fun for you to watch them in the first place, and see, what makes it fun for you to do what you want to watch in yourself in the first place. And that's, I don't know, that's honestly the best advice I can give to any content creator in general, because, again, this isn't some job you signed up for from Indeed. This is a passion project for most people, at least. So, yeah. I don't know, I know we've gone just about hour 43 minutes up, but I don't know if is anything else you wanted to mention, or I guess detail, or just last minute thoughts, or just whatever else. Yeah, let's go over. Or I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said earlier. Or if you want to just think, that's cool too. We can just
Just
think.
Think.
You're thinking? Okay, yeah. Take your time with it.
Oh.
It's okay. If you don't have anything to say, that's really okay too. But if you're still thinking, I can shut up. Just let me know.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I can't think. Can't think of anything. Sorry.
that's all right. How's that? Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope this is helpful to you. I do know that when we when I conclude most of these interviews, I really don't know. I doubt there's too much big changes or whatever in anybody's life. For the most part, I mean, maybe there is. I don't know. I just don't want to, I guess, toot my own horn too much. But what's one thing that you think you'd like to do differently after this? As soon as we both get off, as soon as I hit the stop streaming, or we both hang up from the call, what's something you want to do differently?
Something. Just keep on going.
Okay.
Maybe find some friends to vibe with, and just don't give up. Yes.
Never give up. That's that one meme goes, or whatever. Do the games you play have multiplayer in them and stuff like that?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Cool. Well, I don't know. I hope you meet some cool people then, and I guess any of your future matches, or I guess however else you find your friends organically, hopefully, and things like that. Cool. Well, I mean, it was a pleasure having you on, and thanks for I mean, like I always say, this is. But forgive me if was a little bit rusty throughout this interview. I know I had to think a lot for a few moments there
I
because
had to too.
yeah. Appreciate you indulging me in those just moments of just like lag. Wait, hold on. How do I say it? Wait, okay, there we go. Wait, that's what I wanted to think. But yeah. No, I mean this is cool. So, again, appreciate you coming on and everything and, sharing the things you shared. Because, I know this isn't exactly easy to, take the effort to, I guess, fill out those like the little blurbs I guess I have in the application and stuff like that. And, brave to come on in the first place. So
Yeah, it was a nice change for me too, since I really did want to talk about it for other people too to see.
Yeah, see with their earballs. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's awesome though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's some people out there who can probably relate to this. I mean, this is also going to go up on the YouTube or the Pocketchalk's YouTube channel as well, as like with most of the VODs. I mean, I'm guessing you're okay with it. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, no, cool. So I don't know that it seemed. I don't know. It's you. You sounded at least a little bit. I guess I don't even know how to say it without saying rude. You sound a little bit less like how do I say? It's not monotone, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just hopeful for you. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm just repeating everything else. So, anyways, appreciate it again. Giving me this opportunity to just get back in the swing of things and giving I guess yourself also the chance to talk it out because that's probably one of the hardest parts for a lot of people is taking that first step to talk in the first place.
I appreciate you having me on too.
Oh yeah, of course. Best of luck and however you choose to, I guess, carry yourself in your conversations or whatever, like your content creation, I guess, projects and everything else after this. Because you sound like you definitely have a lot of things you'd really like to do. So really hoping you actually get to, well, do it. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, I'll go ahead and just, I guess, start just the final farewells to chat and everyone here. But again, yeah, let's see. Good luck for it. Hell yeah. Do you continue your Scriblio after? Okay, well, they're inviting you, I guess, in Twitch chat. Or inviting somebody, I don't know. Anyways, I will guess see you around. I don't know if you lurk in Twitch chat or Discord or whatever, but I don't know. I'll see you around probably somewhere. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks again. Have a good one, dude. Yep. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.